Welcome. Are there boundaries to your story? Where does a story begin and end? Where does yours begin and end? The artist here is trying to tell the whole Joseph sequence from Genesis, but can a whole story ever be told? Let's take a look at what is here, then we can see the untold bits. On the one hand, this panel looks like a single scene, but notice the details. Here is the slave caravan that Joseph's brothers sold him into. And next to that is the slave owner, slave trader, selling Joseph to Potiphar. And to the right, just inside the city gates, we can see the story of Potiphar's wife trying to seduce Joseph. Then when he denies her advances, she cries rape because he doesn't want to violate his master's marriage. This, of course, lands Joseph in jail, which you can see over to the right of the image. But then, while he's in jail, he begins interpreting the dreams of people in the jail complex, guards and such. That brings him to the attention of Pharaoh's court. So that skill lands him in Pharaoh's court, where he interprets the Pharaoh's dreams to suggest that there's going to be 7 years of plenty and then 7 years of famine. And Joseph's prophecies, or dream interpretations to Pharaoh, land him in pretty good stead. Eventually, because of Joseph's predictions, he's able to help the king store up grain during the years of good harvests, so there will be enough to help the people survive when the famine comes. Eventually, the famine hits Joseph's brothers and their father Jacob, and the brothers show up petitioning Joseph for mercy. He says no unless they bring their father Jacob. Hasn't seen his father in a long time. So the brothers go along with the idea, and here is Joseph greeting Jacob. But it is easy to get lost in all of these details. A question to ask here is, what is the point of the whole story? We can talk about the points of the various scenes, the purposes, the meanings of the various scenes. These have been presented often to us. But the question here, because it's the whole story, is what's the point of this long sequence of events? Joseph is on top when his father presents him with the coat of many colors. He is almost at the bottom when he's sold into slavery. I say almost because he could have been killed and that would have been worse. He's on top again as Potiphar's trusted servant. Then on the bottom again when he's accused of rape and thrown in jail. He's then on the top again when Pharaoh listens to him. But his long-term suffering, being separated from his father, is masked by these various ups and downs. He's finally reunited with Jacob and reconciled with his brothers, and perhaps this is the ultimate of being on top after years of professional ups and downs. But notice, the story continues in multiple directions. Jacob's very presence begs the question of his story. The granary in the background suggests the ongoing life of Jacob's family in Egypt, until, of course, the relationship between Pharaoh and Joseph's family, the Hebrew people, changes, and Moses comes along to lead the people to a new space. So how does your story extend into the past? Who were the faithful ones who got you to where you are? Who are the people you have touched who will carry on the gifts you have been given. Thank you for watching. God bless.